How you doing? Back with a Real Racing 3 video for beginners. In this video I want to ask, do you know what the most worthless but also the most overpriced car in all of Real Racing 3 is? There's one. It's at the top. So, we have two categories, motorsport and road collection. So when I'm out trying to fill up my fame bar, I'll race my 919, my Porsche 919 Hybrid. This is a car that I won. And then during a 100% gold bonus, I upgraded this car. So let's go to it. Hold on. Let's go to my Porsche. This one. So it's being serviced now because I just ran it. So I've got 22 of the 23 upgrades done. So we look here, it has two categories, prototypes and endurance. The only reason I did the 22nd upgrade is because it was on discount. And I was like, I didn't do the last one because one, this doesn't have a exclusive series. So let's go to prototypes first in the motorsports. I've completed this series. I primarily completed it using my Porsche. On some of the early races, I used my Audi. You notice I own the Audi, and it's got 12 of the 23 upgrades. When I had both my Audi and my Porsche at 12, I drove both of them to compare to see how they ran. And I noticed the Porsche ran much better than the Audi. So that's why I did the 10 upgrades on the Porsche and left the Audi alone. But there's something else I did. I never got this Toyota. You don't need it. You could play this game, never have this Toyota that costs 950 gold, and never have to use it for the categories it's in and complete the category. So here's one I've completed 100% in motorsport. So let's back up and go. I came out too far. That's okay. We'll go back and get my 914 again. And just to look at it, just to make sure, because I want you to see exactly what it is. So I'll show you. The car is in service. I just finished running it. It's got every upgrade except this engine upgrade that costs 250 gold. And now what we're going to do is go over the endurance legends. So here's the thing. I haven't gotten around to getting this Porsche. Eventually I'm going to get it. I've been waiting for it to come up on a event archive. I don't know if it had an event, but I just haven't gotten it yet. But eventually that's what I'm going to do. I'll eventually get it. But right now I'm working on Master. So we go back and we look at that. I have 5 categories filled up here, right? I got them complete. This is the last category that you can use this Toyota in. So unless you just like driving the TS040, there's no reason to have it. You don't need it for anything. It's like, especially if you're a beginner and you're going through this game and you're like, God, I gotta get this Toyota. You don't have to get this Toyota. All you need, you don't even need the Honda. All you need is this Porsche. There isn't a time, there's nothing in here to do where you need it. You can look around and there's just nothing for it. And These three cars are actually fun to drive, but they've upgraded and changed the game so much that this is all that's left to it. What they did, they took these 5 categories right here and they duplicated them in the motorsport and stretched it out. All those 5 categories they're duplicated in here on the prototype season 2014. Outside of that, you have nothing. And so I'm telling you, you can do either one. You can either get the Toyota, because it's super fast. You can either get the Toyota or get the Porsche. The reason I went with the Porsche is because I won it. And I left this Toyota as soon as I realized that I could finish out as far as I needed to go without the Toyota. And then when I finished this motorsport here, I was like, I'm never getting it. It's a waste of time. But see, back before they brought in a lot of the cars, if you go into Road Collection, I think I had finished all the way up to Master. And then I stopped playing it. And by the time I got back around to playing, I had to go all the way back, finish Amateur, Pro-Am, and I finished Expert a while back this year. And now I'm working on Master, which what I'm going to do next is purchase my Bmw M5. I'm not going to wait for it to come up on a contest, because they have a bunch of contests coming up on cars that I'm going to work on. But I would tell you have to pay attention to stuff like that, so that if you're a beginner and you're struggling to win gold, as you perfect your ability to win gold, you want to make sure that anywhere where you can find a place to avoid spending it, that you do, and take advantage of whenever they have the double fame. Yesterday, for example, they had a 60% fame bonus, so you have to find whatever your highest paying fame race is and what your ability is, and do that. I don't care how, because if you're a low level, if you're not up above 500, it should be easier for you to fill up your fame bar to get your gold bonuses. But you have to avoid spending gold. And this is the primary place. The most overpriced, overrated car in all of Real Racing 3 is right here. That. And until it has its own series, it is the most worthless car in all of Real Racing 3. 950 gold for nothing.